Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Doing a thing where it is, getting ready with me in the morning, kind of like bring your makeup and I'll help you get ready kind of jam. So, yeah, I've been in there with the ladies, a little private event so they could feel comfortable sharing their screen so I could see what they were doing and kind of helping them out. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate you guys. And yes, so let's dive into the motivational, shall we? What's up, Mike? How's it going, bud? Um, I see a lot of familiar faces on the other platforms. I'm trying it different this time because the platform Restream does a weird thing with Instagram. So it's strange. It's a whole lot of extra millions of steps, and then it takes a lot. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. So I'm gonna do them separately. I got you guys here, and I got everything else on the other platform. So I hope this works out well because it's definitely feels like a lot better for me knowing that I am reaching you guys at Instagram and you guys aren't left out of the cut because I know sometimes you guys were commenting and I wasn't able to see it because those Instagram was the only messages that weren't coming through on the other end. So I do apologize for that sincerely. And welcome to another day in life. So cheers to you guys. Get your coffee out. Mm. I'm trying iced coffee today. I don't normally do iced coffee because I don't normally like cold coffee, but I'm gonna go with it. And when I went to go grab this mug I got when we were in Vegas, you see how it's peeling off? This is why it says hand wash. So my teenager, who I gave specific instructions to, hand wash everything here and put everything else in the dishwasher. Yeah, that was opposite in his mind. He put everything that I told him to hand wash in the dishwasher, etc. And I'm sure anybody that has teenagers, you guys know what I'm talking about. They listen halfway and then they kind of wing it from there. So I was like, if I'm going to start docking your pay for all the things that you do around the house, and yeah, keep ruining my stuff, you're going to pay for it. You break, you buy, right? You break, you buy. Okay, so today, August 20th, I can't believe it's almost September. I am kind of excited though. I don't know about you guys. Anybody else excited about not having the heat, not having it so hot all the time? Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put that on there now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's so funny now because you guys aren't going to be able to see what I'm talking about on this side and vice versa. But you know what? It is what it is. And I'm just going to keep rolling with it. So today, August 20th, this says God's fear. Just kidding. That says God's ear, not fear, because I'm pretty sure God is not afraid of anything. So back that up. Highlight, Control Alt Delete, and starting with August 20th, God's ear. God's ear. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard me cry. He heard my cry for mercy. Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live. Then I called on the name of the Lord. Lord, save me. That's Psalm 116, 1 through 4. So the passage is God hears you. Whether you are shouting praises of thanksgiving, crying tears of mourning, or singing phrases of glory, God hears. He listens. He does not abandon or ignore. He hears your voice. He hears your heart. He hears your shouts, your whispers, and your thoughts. Sometimes this seems scary. We feel like we have to perform. That is a lie. Do not believe it. God takes us as we are, where we are. He does not judge. We don't have to filter, pretend, or please. He meets us, loves us, accepts us just as we are in the moment, which is pretty powerful. I don't know a whole lot of people that do that for each other. So that's wonderful to know, right? For those of you that you don't have to be a believer to know that, there is to feel that there is something greater that helps push you through on those bad times when things could go so south for you. And push you into a dark space. And if you don't go on that dark space, then, you know, there is somebody there, whether you believe in that person right now or not, that's got your back. Even in the darkest hour, we don't know his plan. We don't know we can't even begin to imagine what his plan is for us. So I think that trusting in the process is kind of how this is saying, is like, I'm here for you no matter what, even in your loneliest, darkest, saddest moments. Like, don't forget me. Don't forget that I'm here and I hear you. And the prayer is, Lord, turn your ear toward me this morning. I have a lot of questions, a lot of decisions to make, and I need your help. Some days I feel like I'm drowning and need saving. I know that you understand my needs, and I will continue to call on your name from morning to night. Amen. True, right? Super true. What's up? What's up, agency? Hey, hey, Dodd. I just was reading the morning motivational, and yeah, I feel like it's kind of like, you don't, even when you're going through something with your friends or in life, and you're going through something pretty dark, and you don't, a lot of times you feel either embarrassed, or it's too private or shy, you don't want to share that. I think it's nice to know that there is somebody out there that is, you can trust, that you can spill your heart to, that's never going to judge you or make you or hold it against you or share that with anybody else, or betray you in any way by sharing your darkest moments or your thoughts or your whatever you're going through, and knowing that that person's going to be there for you no matter what. I mean, that's pretty powerful, I feel like. There's not a whole lot of people that, if you have a handful of friends or family or people that you can confide into, then you're doing pretty good. Even if you have a one, even if you just have one, you really just need to have somebody that 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 can be there for you, to support you, especially if, you're still struggling on whether or not God is something you want to invest your time and your heart into and believe in. I grew up in church. My father preached, so it was just something that I've always had. But I feel like because of that, I've always had my angels protecting me, and you know, through high school, we would go out and have a lot of fun times. So I do feel like God has kept me, and my angels have kept me safe and protected. And yeah, I feel like even when our daughter went through the cancer spell, like, I never forsaken him. I knew that that was the devil and his minions, and I knew that, power and prayer, if people came together and prayed on something greater, that it would be something that God would overcome. Because who is the devil against God? It's like tiny, microscopic, little tiniest little microorganism against, the maker of the universe. I mean, it's pretty yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. But yeah, I feel like, don't forget to say thank you to your guardian angels when they are there for you, show up for you, because they're hard at work, and for your kids too, and for people around you. When things could have gone extra bad and then they didn't, I feel like that's a testament to someone looking out for you from above. So yeah, any comments on that? I'm open to it, whether, even if it's that you're not if you're not a believer, that's okay. That's your prerogative. I don't judge anyone. I live in my own journey, and I'll have to answer to God in my own way at the end of all of this. So that's your walk. Your walk is your walk, and that's not my walk. So whatever you decide in your own journey is none of my business to judge you on, because we all make mistakes. We're all sinners. We all mess up from time to time, because we're all human, and that's fine. I feel like there's too many people that judge each other all the time as if they're perfect, and there's nobody perfect. Nobody's perfect. No, there is nobody, like literally nobody. Even the most, like, put together and prim and proper person that you might know in the school systems or everybody that you think is doing right, I promise you they are also not perfect. They make mistakes and they do things wrong. So we're all in the same boat. So we're not here to judge each other. That's not for us to do. We should support one another and help each other out. That would be cool. We're all tested. Let me see what God says. We're all tested in our own way. And whatever your religion, the good book is to guide us all and support us through the good and bad times. 100%. That exactly. You know what? Cheers to that. For sure, though. Like, that is exactly true. Because even if you're, okay, let's just say, even if you're on the fence and you're not sure, it sounds kind of hokey pokey, people say. But, like, for me, evolving from apes, where did the apes come from? Like, all that sounds hokey pokey to me. But even if you're not into it, okay, that's just my own opinion. That has no rhyme or reason in your life. But even if you're not into, if you just read it, the messages and the word and the positivity, and for people who do believe and are believers and live their life trying to be good and be better people to each other. 1111, make a wish. I'm gonna make my wish like I make it usually. Okay, that was my wish. I sent it off. But yeah, I feel like it's a positive message, and I don't know why people have such a problem with now. If you're like a Bible pusher, is what my sister and I would used to call like someone who's trying to force it down your throat and like, you're condemned and you're going to hell and blah blah. Like that's not for you. That's not a true. That's for me, in my own humble opinion. That's not a true. That's not a true testament to what a Christian should be. A Christian is someone who should be supportive and do things through love. So if you're telling everyone you're going to hell and you're doing, that's not your place. Like your place is not to do that. That is not for you. That's something that's for each individual person and their walk with God, and that's their own thing, not for you to make that judgment and cast that judgment. So whenever we used to go out to the club in college and they would have like the picketers, I went to college in Orlando. They would have the picketers outside and telling us how we're like sinners and going to hell and all the things. And then the lady was walking up to hand me things and she said, you're disgrace to God and you're going to hell. I said, because I'm going into, I said, I probably walk more of a Christian life than you. And I said, don't worry, sweetheart, I'm going to pray for you. This was like the picketer outside, like telling everybody going in, they're going to hell. I'm like, that's not God. That's not a representation of God. God is love. What's that, Bo? God is love, and God's heart is acceptance and love and forgiveness and patience and all the things that most of us are not at all times. So I feel like it's I think Christians get such a bad rap from too many people trying to, what did they say, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. I think or too many cooks in the kitchen. I feel like Christians get such a bad name because there's too many people that are playing God and telling everybody how they should live their life rather than focusing on themselves and trying to put out positive in the world, positive messages and positive light, and not being so judgy. I met some of the most judgy people in my life in church. And I am a true Christian believer through and through. But man, there can be some bad apples, can't there? What are you saying, Dad? Let's see. Nobody should push their way of living on others. God gave us all free will to figure out what we want. Exactly. As the saying goes, to err is human. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, that is exactly right. Like if you're a true Christian, you're not sitting there judging other people and telling them how they should live their life and gossiping about them behind their backs and talking about your friends behind their back and all this stuff. And then at the same token, going to, you know, Bible study or a Christian group, but right outside you're trying to be friends with all the people inside, and then right outside you were just talking so much smack about them. Like that stuff, that's not my cup of tea. That's not my jam. That's not my jam. When I'm with my friends, we're hanging out, we're talking about life and doing fun things and not talking about people. That's why growing up in school, it was either like I was friends with more of the boys because they weren't all about that drama and that gossip, or I was friends with other girls in the sports that I played because they also were more like tomboys and not all about that drama and that gossip. Like, I don't have time for that. That's not a fun way to spend your time. I don't have any interest in it. Let me see what you say, Bo. Same thing happened to you in the 80s when I'd go to dance at a punk rock bar. People guilt trip me outside the bar, right? I don't know if they do that anymore. Do they still do that stuff? Did they? I mean, I'm not really going out to the clubs anymore these days, but do they still stand outside and picket? I'm sure they do. I just haven't like, been around that in a minute. So I don't know if there's still picketers and, condemning you to hell while you enter an establishment to dance or whatever you're going to do in there. Nobody should push their way. Yeah, I know. I thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. We always have such fun conversations and topics. And yeah, I know that the world is got a lot going on right now. So we're just doing the best we can as humans to make our way through. At least I will hope that we can all just start thinking about doing the best that we can, because we really need that. We really need more love, and we really need more acceptance and patience with each other. Oh my gosh, there was these cars in front of me the other day. They were, I don't know if they were racing or if one of them cut the other one off and the other one was chasing him down to try and get to him. But either way, it was like, whoa. Like they almost caused like 7 different accidents, cars slamming on, like rolling, like skidding into other lanes and off the road just to like dodge these cars weaving in and out of each other and like honking their horn. The other guy was like honking his horn to get the cars out of the way. It was crazy. And I do know that road rage is like a real thing, but I feel like we just all need to chill. We all just need to breathe it in and push it out. Just breathe it in and push it out. Just chill up. Just take a little chill. Take a little chill pill. Yeah, I know you don't. Yeah. Bo says, I don't go to bars anymore. That's sober life. That sober life is good for you though. It keeps you on track, keeps you living life and then remembering the life that you're living. Because, being in a drunken stupor, a lot of times people don't recall what they did or the damage they did or what happened that night before. So there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you can find so much fun and, and just the little things in life without having to go to that level and get your mind super altered. Or even like, this is another thing I think about with church, right? Like people that are is stuck in a space, they're going through something really hard times. Why not just give it a go? Why not just go into church and just feel that like acceptance and that love and that message, so you can, maybe that's something that you hear for that moment that gets you through it, or feel in that moment that can help you push for another day. People that are going through suffering loss, or whatever, job changes, financial problems. Like what's the hurt? What's the harm in going into, kind of like what you said, Bo, like going into AA or meetings for drugs or alcohol. What's the difference? If you're going through heartache and pain and you don't have anybody in your life, or you're not, you don't have a support system, what's the harm in going into a church and being like, just let me see what this is. Let me see how I feel. Let me be in this moment right now, and what can hurt? Like what's the worst that can happen? I really feel like, I don't know. Even if you just give it a chance, as like give it a little go. I mean, it's not like you're gonna go in there and they're making you like sign a waiver and sign your life to, you walk through these doors and you're signing your life away to God and you're gonna look like whatever. I don't know what the holdup is. I mean, or what the issue is. If you're in that darkest space in your darkest hour, and you need help to go through, you don't know how, you're just stuck in this like almost like your own built purgatory. Why not go in and who knows what the message is for that day or that time? That's what I do like about converting to Catholicism, since it was the original form of Christianity. That I like the ritual of it, but I also like that they are running masses and they got the church open if you just want to go in and light a candle or pray, and without feeling like the pressure of anybody around you or anything else. You can just kind of give your moment up freely and fully, become vulnerable to whatever it is you're going through. I think it's super powerful, and I wish more churches did that. But especially our church is so beautiful. It's like very cathedral like, and it's I love it. I love it. But I couldn't live without it. So I definitely feel like, you know, everybody's got their own walk, but if you can inspire someone for the day or for them in the moment, especially saying something that, might even be uncomfortable for a lot of people to hear, but maybe it's something they need to hear in that moment because they're struggling and they're going through something pretty bad. What's up, Chris? Hey, welcome. I hope your shows are going well. They have a show running. I hope I didn't did I did unless it's not running anymore. Oh my gosh, please tell me I didn't miss it. Mm. So the the topic that we were talking about was religion. Let's talking about giving it a go, whether you are a religious person. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have so many things going on, Chris. I am so sorry. Next time I need to know a little bit sooner so I can plan for it better. I'm trying to spin too many hats. To, I was just having my morning meditation with the good Lord this morning, saying, Lord, please let me not drop the ball I'm trying to fit too many things in and I'm trying to wear too many hats and I'm starting to feel like I'm spinning around in circles and I can't refocus my time. But starting these new ventures, and I am so sorry, Chris. I hate that I missed that. Hopefully, I can see it. Somebody filmed it. Hopefully, I can see it. That would be cool. So yeah. Anyway, we're just kind of not ranting, just like on about how the world could use a little bit more guidance and love and patience and acceptance and being accepting of each other and all that. Yeah, send me a link. That'd be awesome. I could share it too if you want me to get your great skills out there. Chris does a lot of stuff in the theater, so he had a play that was just on. I was gonna go to the last show and I missed that. I need like a time. I need a timer or not a timer, a reminder. You to even if I have reminders set myself, I will just silence them. But if I had a like person annoying me with text messages about something, then maybe I can. Are you coming? Are you coming? And I'll be like, okay, yes, 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 yes. I remember. I'll remember. I remember. But yeah, we're just talking about the world in general and like needing a little love and little kindness and no matter what the whatever your spiritual journey is, I guess you'd say it, whatever it is that brings you into a happier space. I think there's nothing wrong with that, whatever it is. I think we always talking about Christians getting such a bad rap because there are so many Christians out there that pretend to be God and push their judgment and telling everybody else how to live their life and how people are gonna go to hell if they're doing this and that as if they're perfect. Like nobody's perfect, and I feel like everybody should just respect one another's wishes and how they live their life. And there's just so much negativity in the world right now. It just sucks. It sucks. So I'm just trying to like throw some positivity out there because at the end of the day, it seems like we all just want to live our best life and we just need to be supportive of whatever that is and not be pushed. If you don't have something nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all. I just saw something on, I think it was Instagram, could have been Facebook. Everybody does those reels, like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all have reels now. So now I can't remember where it was I saw it, but it was talking about the power of silence, like the power of silence and you know, how magical that can be because it gets the other person kind of thinking in their own realm and spinning in their own head about the way that they're acting and the way they're doing without you adding anything to it. It gives them time to reflect on their actions and the way that they're being. So I'm like, that works for some people, but other people, I don't think they really too much reflecting. But, again, that's their own journey. As long as it's not affecting me. That's why, yeah, being a part of uh, friend groups that do a lot of smack talking is never my jam. I'm always the quiet, I'm like, well, or trying to give like well, you never know what that person was going through for that day, or you don't know what they're got going on in their life kind of jam. So, because it's true, you don't. But I feel like the more, yeah, I feel like the more positive stuff that you put out there, even if even if somebody really makes you mad, if you smile about it and you're like, okay, well, thank you, have a good day. It doesn't even just like fix that moment, but it makes you feel better, and it makes you feel better. Like, you know what, I handled that well, and I feel better because I smiled about it instead of getting yourself worked up. I feel like people can get themselves so worked up, like. You can go from 0 to 100 if you wanted to, if you really let it bother you. But if you have the power and the ability in your mind to be like, you know what? Not today, Satan. I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to smile at this person and I'm going to say, thank you for your input. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And then go about my day. Just give it a go. You should try it. It really is a game changer, because people could just all like, if they're having a bad day, they could go out of their way. Some people want to go out of their way just to make sure, the whole saying, misery loves company, right? Just to make sure you're going out. You're going. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. I'm sorry I missed your last show. I'm so, so sorry. Please forgive me. I promise to make the next. I know you're going to have another one and it's going to be super kick butt. I know it. I feel it. It's in you. Feel the vibes. I hope you have a good day, bud. Bye. Thanks for stopping in. So at what did I say? I was going to do 12 o'clock. Yeah. 12 o'clock, I'm going to do the beginner class for anybody that wants to jump in on the beginning beginning versions of working out and getting back in the zone with working out. Then the 12 o'clock, I'm just playing around with times, you guys. I don't know. All the algorithms are all over the place and, saying this is the best time to do this and this is the best time to do that. And it's all over the place. So I'm just going to give different time slots a go. So bear with me through this process. I'm going to do a little bit this time, a little bit that time, and just kind of play around with what it is. It wants me to do lives at like nighttime, and that's not, I feel like, my cup of tea. I feel like the people I might get at that hour when it's saying 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yeah. Mm-mm. First of all, I need sleep because I get up early. And second of all, yeah, no, that's probably not the kind of chats that I'm trying to get up into at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna stick with these morning hours. I wanted to do like a super duper early, or even like treat this as kind of like a podcast. If people can't look, they can at least just listen. So we're gonna just have like talks about random stuff. You don't even have to chime in, just listen to what the talk's about. But I am gonna start having some people join me on here so we can kind of like banter and talk about things. Like some of the podcasts that I listen to, I like that they have other people on there and they are kind of just like vibing off each other. So I think it's good to have people on there and talking about things with you, because then you kind of get a little bit of a banter back and forth, especially if you get along well with them. But yeah. So I do like the morning show. I don't know. We're in North Carolina, so we listen to a morning show, and there's how many boys? There's three guys and one girl, or yeah, three guys and one girl, and it is very funny because it's kind of like the old never-ending tale of guys mentality and a girl's mentality, how a guy looks at something and then how the actual female perceived what that same something was is actually very funny when you put them all together on topics because, you know, growing up like a tomboy, being around guys and sports and, kind of like open and vulnerable and very frank talk. I mean, nothing really offends me like that. Like I'm pretty blunt when it comes to speaking about things like guys talk about. But guys, sometimes my girlfriend groups are can get a little bit more a little bit more vulgar than the guy groups. At least maybe it's because I'm around for the guy groups. I don't know. Could be. But I feel like they've been pretty free with how they speak or about things around me. But I definitely feel like, you know, it's the I don't know if you've ever seen those memes or like those like little videos people put together of like, okay, this is what happened for a guy in his perspective. This is how he saw it. And then the same thing they show to a female and like this is how she perceived it. And it's like night and day. You wouldn't even put the two together. So I think it's pretty funny that, the way we see things and in the same things but in different lights, even though we can coexist together, which is kind of crazy when you look at those things and you see how differently a guy and a girl perceive things and like communicate or do things. It's kind of crazy that we can even like exist together at all because we're so different. We see things so differently. So, but that's okay. That's what makes it fun. Could you imagine if the world was filled with everybody the same? Everybody thought the same, did the same, and like agreed with everything that you said. And I mean, that would maybe be good for like an hour or so. Hey there, welcome to the chat. Yeah, but I definitely don't feel like that's something I feel like everybody would be so bored if you didn't have adversity. And I mean, there's a balance, right? You don't want this in the world where it's like fighting all the time. That's not cool. But I feel like, if we agreed on everything, that would be kind of boring in my opinion. I do like to hear other people's perspectives and takes on things, and it's that's what I think is so great about different personalities and different people. And I've always valued meeting other people and learning about their ways and who they are, and it's exciting. Some people don't want to meet anybody ever. They just rather keep to themselves, and that's totally fine too. I have a son that's is more of an introvert, and he's just more of an observer, and I had to learn more about that. Having a son that is that way, like just an observer, more quiet, takes it in, but when he speaks, he has something very intellectual and gives you food for thought. But I love that. I love that, I think you learn more too when you're a listener, not just always talking. I'm always got in trouble for talking so much in class, but I'm also talking, asking questions. So I feel like I do have a good balance there. It's like the but why? But why is that? Okay, but why is that? Like I'm sure I drove my parents absolutely mad with all my questions. Curiosity of everything in life, everything, all the things. I want to know why. I want to anything I have. See, back in the day, you didn't have the World Wide Web where you could go on and look things up. You had to either go to the library or just kind of guesstimate or learn from people around you. But now having the internet is so nice because I'm always to my kids, really, you don't have to be like, "Oh, I don't know about that anymore." Like you don't have to say, "I don't know." You can just look it up. Like literally you can look everything up. You got to make sure your source is good though. You got to make sure you can't just be looking things up and from some, what was that? What was that magazine thing? It was like it would have topics like bizarre topics like the bat baby or something like that. Do you know, Bo? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's okay, inside. No, is it Insider? What is that? Does anybody know that's watching? It's like a magazine that's um kind of like bizarre, like aliens have landed, and they kind of is controversial type magazine. It was like a little thin. Can't really remember if it was like a paper kind. Oh, of course they're paper magazine, but it wasn't like a glossy, nice magazine. It was kind of like, ah, what is it called? You guys help me out. It was it the National Enquirer? I don't know, it always have some weird junk. I always see it, like, checking out in the grocery store, and it'll always have some, like, strange thing on the front cover, like, I don't know, like, UFOs landed in the White House, or a baby born with bat wings and feeds off of, I don't know, like, that kind of stuff. It might have been the National Enquirer. Yeah, that's it, National Enquirer. Okay. Yeah, that's how I feel like it's I don't even know why I was asking about that now. The National Enquirer. That was that yeah. That talking about be sure and like where you get your information from. It's a legit source. Not like the National Enquirer. You're like, oh, I'm gonna learn some facts today about what's going on in the world. That's definitely would not be a legit source for sure. I like at all. Mm. Well, I did come on here later today. So I do have to go and get ready for the live workout. I am going to do some more chair stuff because people did seem to enjoy the chair workouts, and it's really good for people that are just starting out and having balance issues or rehabilitation issues or what have you. So thanks, Bo, by the way, for helping me out there. I was struggling. National Enquirer. Bad boy. Yeah, so I'm gonna be continue with the chair and stuff. I'm gonna put some links up on the bands and the stuff that I'm using so you guys can get the same type of stuff when you show up to these workouts. So you don't have to like guess which one's good or which one's not. They're all super affordable, and it's easy to travel with and take them with you wherever you want to go with them. So yeah, I'm gonna put those links up. I put some links up yesterday, but I'm not sure if it went on all the platforms. But I'll make sure later today when I'm doing more editing and helping. I'm gonna call my peeps to see if I could get a little assistance with something I'm working on for you guys. But then I'm still gonna do the intermediate and advanced class later on this afternoon. So I might try and throw in a PM class. Well, these are PM classes, like an evening class, like an early evening class. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me what you think. Like a 6:30 p.m. class, 7 p.m. class, something like that. I'll do those, maybe a couple of those through the week, and like trade off cooking shifts since my husband is now becoming quite a chef and looking at all these cooking videos, which I am, of course, cheering him on because I love it when I, cannot get a little break out of that kitchen area. He's pretty good at about taking over too. So, boys, men, get on it. You guys know you can do it. You might surprise yourselves. Just saying, you might just surprise yourself. But yes, so bear with me on the times this week, you guys. I'm trying out some new things, and I'm gonna look at what works best and what doesn't, and see what kind of schedule we're gonna stick to. So that being said, I will see you guys for the 12 o'clock. I think I have it at 12 o'clock and then at 1 o'clock. Or it's 12:30 and 1:30. I don't know. I have to go back and look what I said. But I'm going to see you guys for the workouts today, hopefully. And if you have any questions, please message me. I'll be happy to answer them if you didn't get to ask me them here. I am going to start doing show you guys some of the treatments and stuff that I'm doing. If you guys want to anybody wants to do the makeups where you're getting ready with me in the morning, if you have a sister or a wife or a friend or anybody that you feel like would enjoy having a little bit of assistance in the morning, learning how to apply their makeup or do their hair for their particular face shape and their hair and skin coloring, just tell them to message me and they can join in. I'll send them a link to join in on our morning getting ready with me. So, yeah, if you see somebody or you know somebody that would be interested in that or could help them out a little bit, because they might be a little behind in knowing what the new trends are or what is good for their particular look or face or making you look the best from the inside out is literally learning how to be healthy from the inside and learning how to put yourself together on the outside. And it doesn't take a whole lot. It just takes a little, and people can learn it very easy with just a little bit of guidance. And then boom, you know what you're doing. So thank you guys so much for joining. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it. I think it's going to stay up for 30 days. And if you missed me today, hopefully you can get me tomorrow, but I will be doing the workout at 12 and again at 1. And if you guys want to meet me there, I'll see you there. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Let me do this